Welcome to Homebrew Magic, a video series about EDH where we do our best to build unique, fun, or just plain silly deck lists to play against each other, followed by a breakdown of how they did so we can all learn and get better at this game that we love.
Well, been a bit of backstory to this. A long time ago, Tej made a Chris tribute deck, and it was Artificer Tribal. So I decided to pay that off and build Artificer Tribal. And then I'm like, hey, what would be cool is if the Artificers were using energy to like make artifact creatures. And then I tried to serve way too many masters, and this deck sucks.
Nice.
But
I'm very excited.
It's going to be Breya. She's not an Artificer, but goddammit, she should be. 4-color Artificers with energy / artifact creatures. It's a mess. We're going to find out.
Nice.
What I heard is that is a Tej Chris tribute deck.
That's a tribute to Tej's tribute to me.
It is 3 times removed from Kevin Bacon, watered down version of the deck that he would have made had he watched that episode that Tej built that deck.
Yes. Yep. Got there.
I brought Graaz, unstoppable juggernaut, back to the table.
Nice.
This deck has undergone 4 whole card swaps. We'll see if he does fucking anything. He has never done fucking anything.
Graaz the Juggernaut bitch.
Tej.
What up, Hive Mind? It's your boy Tej. And tonight I'm playing a brand new deck.
Sorry.
There are 100 changes to this deck.
Oh, shit.
It's Akul, the Unrepentant.
Ooh, Akul.
This is the
Elder Scorpion Highlander. What are you running?
Yes. Scorpion
about,
Dragon
boy?
Rogue from Thunder Junction.
I just saw that meme. If I had a nickel for every time they made a Scorpion Dragon, I'd have 2 nickels, which isn't a lot, but it's weird that they fucking did it twice.
Well, yeah, so
John
Scorpion
Cena.
Dragon.
Oh, no.
What? Oh. no. Oh, that's my train of thought. Akul, the Unrepentant. It's Rakdos.
I like those sleeves too.
Yes, my
Rakdos theme sleeves.
lovely wife chose those for me.
She did well.
John Sleva. Sorry, I don't know. Shaking the table again.
Sorry. What I want to do tonight is Rakdos mill all of you out, but I have backup
Interesting.
plans if I can't do that. So there we are.
I don't even have a plan, let alone a backup plan.
You guys run interaction? I'm running colorless.
Between us, we have 4 plans.
Tej and I did not mean to do this, but I brought back the Wise Mothman, so I too want to mill people out tonight. But this is Sultai Mill. I am bringing this back. I want to get 3 games in before I buy the singles.
Okay. Like that's how fast you fuckers play.
Stop talking, play your first card.
Yeah, so Wise Mothman is back. Basically, this is all about radiation counters, and because they mill, and so it does a lot of other things in this deck. So we just want to mill and have some fun.
Seems rad.
Toss out some radness. Let's see. So I will draw for turn,
It's not rad. It's Brad.
and I will play this command tower and pass to Chris.
You say, yeah. Interesting. Quite. I will play a Xander's Launch for the land for the turn, and pass the
Alright. Untap upkeep drawer. My land will be Blast Zone. Each of these tapped with a singular charge counter upon
Come to play tapped garbage.
Yeah, I know.
Just like mine.
Oh wait, it doesn't enter tapped. Enters the battlefield with a charge counter. Untapped, you say? I could have sworn this one. I thought I read the word tapped. Nelson, what have you done to me? Also, Tej, go.
If you draw.
Reading words that ain't there.
My first land will also enter untapped.
Slippery slope.
Escape Tunnel. But it's going to search my library for a basic land and put that onto the battlefield tapped. So, there you are. I will pass to... Where are you? No.
Untap, upkeep, draw.
I'm randomized seating and I don't know what it is.
Let's see. I'm going to go ahead and
Player 7, according to my keypad.
Mount.
I could have sworn Blast Zone entered tapped.
I'm going to play an
It's gonna
island.
bother me the rest of this game. A mental asterisk going on right now.
And I will pass the turn to Chris.
Turn ahead.
Untap.
My whole game plan is thrown off. I thought I had to wait.
Land for the turn will be Swamp. Pay 2 mana for a Felwar Stone. Pass the Snow.
What swamp is that?
It is from
Time
Rises
Rises
3.
Got it.
All
Chris
the
has played a Felwar Stone in like the last 4, 5, 6 consecutive
Well, you
games.
see,
Reliquary
you
Tower.
run 5 of them.
It's a good.
and
It's
you
a
get
good.
a lot.
It's a good.
Fenwash Stone.
When you put 5 of them in your deck, the odds are ever in your favor.
So now my
You just gotta
colorless.
be careful
yeah,
not
these
to
are
play a
new.
second
These
one
are
on the
new.
internet. Never
Those
knows.
are
Yeah. So my second, or my colorless deck can now produce mana of black, green. I don't know. Fucking.
I have a command tower out, so
all. Go ahead, teach.
All right. Untap. Draw this guy. Oh, you're a guy.
Supposed to draw a lady.
that's a fella.
That's a fella.
A fellow Warstone?
I like it. I like it.
Then there's that. All right. I'm going to play a land. It is a Valakut Stoneforge. It enters tapped, and I will pass to
Not
Nelson.
the awakening.
Not the Awakening.
Untap,
Need the
upkeep,
mana more.
draw for turn.
Is that the one that's Valakut's Awakening on the front side?
Correct.
Okay. Because that's public knowledge.
Correct.
Swamp will be my land.
You
for the
just
turn.
verified via Discord.
You have to tell me.
I will pay 3.
I only
Tapping my
ask.
command tower for blue, and I will cast Memory Erosion. Whenever
I
an
play-
opponent casts a spell, that player mills 2.
Boo.
I have a response to that. I'm gonna cast a spell. I'm gonna cast 2 in the narrative. Draw a card, get 2 energy.
Energy.
Any other responses?
No.
Erosion resolves.
I don't like having my commander in this corner of my playmat. We gotta switch seats. Dose energy.
If you want to run the AV stuff, you can guarantee where you sit.
Yeah, I could just move mine over if it makes you feel better.
Oh, I'm sorry. We're on Chris's turn now?
Yep.
Okay.
Draw for turn.
Yeah, the commanders don't have to go anywhere.
They don't.
There's nowhere in the playbook does it say that the
Up in
command
that.
zone is on the playmat.
Correct.
Correct.
I am going to.
I keep my commander betwixt my cheeks until he's ready to cast.
And then I toss him forth.
Command tower makes blue, black, green.
Pop a squat,
Command
pay that
tower.
tax, bitch.
Command tower makes any color, doesn't it? Yeah. Oh,
Well,
commander's color.
of your
You're right,
commander
I forgot its
color,
identity. Yeah.
All right.
Correct. Blue, black, green.
We don't have white in this game yet.
What? Yet? What? Oh, Chris.
Chris's
Yeah,
command.
Chris has white in his command color.
Yeah, he's got the.
Land for the turn will be a power depot. Is an artifact land that enters tapped. It taps for a colorless. It has add 1 mana of any color. Spend this mana only to cast artifact spells or activate abilities of artifacts. And it has modular 1.
Well, Chris can
like
tap
that
for white now.
No.
Not yet.
Your opponents have to have a white source for.
I thought power depot. If
Power
you
It's
depot
tapped.
if it's
any
for an
color.
artifact. But I,
for an artifact.
next
right.
turn I have one.
Right. So if you had
Yeah.
like a, I don't know, Executioner's Capsule, you got black. Yeah, you could. Or you have a swamp anyway.
Yep.
Dispeller's Capsule.
But what if
that's
you
the
had
white
a-
one.
The point
Other
stands.
differences.
Anyway,
Pastor. I do like this land. I've never had an opportunity to put it in a deck.
it's a neat land.
We will
It's a solid uncommon.
tap for 1 and throw down a soul ring.
Mill 2.
Damn. Strip mine. Wastes. Could use that land.
Which one you say?
Soul ring and Fellwashstein for a Palladium Mermill 2. Mindstone and Therapede. And then I'm out of mana because creatures ain't bitches. Go ahead, teach.
Untap. Draw. Land for turn will be a Sulphurous Springs.
The Sulphurist.
Then
Most sulphuriest.
I will cast Brass's Tunnel Grinder. Oh, mill 2.
Kinky.
Who's tunnel grinder?
Lochwain Brass.
Oh, brasses.
Like second brass.
Correct.
I thought he said Vraskas, and I'm like, I thought that card was from LCI, but I don't remember Vraska in the story, so I was so confused.
She also has red in her color identity.
Yeah.
When Brass's
Well,
Tunnel
after her tunnel
Grinder
got ground.
enters the battlefield,
She was seeing red. Got it.
discard any number of cards, then draw that many cards plus 1. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm going to discard 6, draw 7. And at the beginning of my end step, if I descended
That's a teach card right
this
there.
turn,
He's milling himself
put
for
a
you.
boar counter. Can I finish?
No.
Instead of
Cannot
his
finish.
graveyard, now they're
Can't
going
On the Tunnel Grinder, then if there
Cannot finish.
are 3 or more boar counters on it, remove those counters and transform it. I have descended if a permanent card is put into my graveyard from anywhere, which it has, so this will get a boar count.
More like Borophyll, am I right?
That's a neat card.
That's a very
I've
neat
never
card.
seen that before.
So,
I
what's
really
that
like
from?
it, but I did not pull one from
It is
that.
from
new Exile?
LCI.
the
Caverns?
Yes, Lost Caverns. Thank you.
Okay, so you technically descended twice, but it only triggers once.
Correct.
Yeah.
Pass turn.
Alright.
That's what I was kind of like, neat.
Untap, upkeep, draw.
Memory
for
erosion
turn.
doesn't hit us, right? Or it doesn't hit you, right?
Correct. Opponent
Doesn't hit
opponent
us.
casts a spell.
That thing's gonna have to go away. Well, with all the spell casting, I should
Probably point out that I've not slept much since yesterday.
Mariposa military base. I will let it come into the battlefield.
Speaking of,
You're an adult.
Untapped.
Non-basic land names.
You may
rad counters.
No, you may have it enter tapped. If you have it enter tapped, you get 2 rad counters. I'm gonna have it enter untapped.
Okay.
So you may have military base
That's
enter
so
the
weird to
battlefield
me. Aren't
tapped.
rad counters a
If you
negative?
do, you get
Not
2.
always.
Not necessarily in this deck.
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff that it's like
Okay.
creatures with a power equal to your rad
Got
counters
it.
or shit like that.
Yeah.
Like, doesn't glowing one work that way?
Yep.
I think. Yeah.
Yep. Then I will pay 3.
Yes.
I read a card that in my hand that I've never played before, and there's the word legendary on it, and now I need to make sure that I can actually activate the ability that I intend to activate.
Nice.
Branching evolution. If one or more +1/+1 counters we put on a creature I control, twice that many +1/+1 counters are put on it instead.
Seems
I just
terrible.
bought a few of those because the I think the Modern Horizons printing of it is dirt cheap right
Is it really?
Yeah.
Nice.
Is
Go Chris.
The Fallout
Untap.
ones were dirt cheap when I bought mine.
Yeah, they were
Drop for turn.
And then they were reprinted again immediately.
Yeah.
Just bottomed out.
It's a good card to get reprinted. I love that card.
Land for the turn will be a Temple of Enlightenment.
That's a good non-basic name.
Scry 1. Might want to hold on to that.
Snicker.
Hungry.
I'm going to scry that to the bottom. Then I will tap this for a white, blue, black, red. I will cast my Commander Breya.
That's a million.
It is. Mill 2.
I believe that's a dude.
Steam Vents, Bloodstained Mire.
Alright.
Yeah.
You got him.
Yeah. I get 2 blue 1/1 Thopters when she enters. Pay 2 colorless and sack 2 artifacts. Choose one. Bolt, target player. Target creature gets -4 to -4, or I gain 5 life. I intend to do 0 of those things. Pass to Chanel.
Excellent. Untap. Oh, interesting. We will go tap that for 2 for a Milliken, Mill 2.
On point.
Mirix and Petrified View. Boo. Shit. Yeah, I didn't have enough mana to do
Chair
it.
squeaked.
Okay.
Where is that?
1, 2.
Is it every time I move the chair?
I think it was a duck.
Yep. Every time I move the chair.
Who stepped on a duck?
And Mirror Works, Mill 2.
Nice subpar chair you giving us.
Wait, they're from IKEA. So they're pretty shitty. IKEA, Unstable Obelisk, and Wastes were my...
You milled an IKEA.
I did. I can only keep one half thought in head at any time.
It's true.
So, brain real dumb. But Mirrorworks, whenever another non-token artifact enters the battlefield under my control, I may pay 2. If I do, I get a token copy of it on the battlefield.
It's a real good card.
Go ahead, Tejas.
Untap.
I really like Milliken.
Keep draw.
I do too.
It was the very first card I pulled for my new colorless deck, actually.
Land for turn is a swamp. Then spell for turn is Prosper Tomebound.
Fuck that guy. Oof. Can we agree Tej is the problem now?
Yeah.
Awesome. We are in agreement.
I don't know why yet.
Well, Rakdos Reanimator over here.
Not
Mill
reanimate.
/ reanimate.
Not reanimate.
Yeah, okay. You got that fucking.
Reanimate is in the deck,
Realms
but
over
that's
there.
not the.
Rise of the Dark Ones.
At the beginning of my end step.
the necromantic selection in
Oh shit! Yeah, there it is. But it's in the graveyard.
There's no reanimation. The top card right here.
I didn't say no reanimation. I said the goal wasn't reanimation.
It's a byproduct.
Underworld Breach will fix that in the graveyard problem real fast.
What did
That's
I
a
make?
card
Oh, yeah,
I
Dragon
have, like,
Skull Summit,
6 copies
which
of
is
it,
important.
but I don't know how to use it right, so I've never
I
used
have it
it.
in every fucking
Which
room.
one?
Underworld Breach. I'm
yeah.
such a bad Magic player. I don't
I'm
know
in
how
the
to
same
use
boat. I'm like, I know you're good.
I know you're good. You're
just
worth a
can't-
lot of money,
I
but
just
I don't
can't
know
do
how to
it.
use you.
I'm going to move to my end step. I descended, so I'm going to put a Boar counter on Graaz's Tunnel Grinder.
And then you exile.
And then I'm going to exile the top card of my
Yeah,
library.
it's funny.
I'm
I
gonna
can
say
play
again.
it until the end of my next
More
turn.
like Borefill.
It's a Twin Flame.
You're my Twin Flame,
Oh, thanks, bud.
even though I'm not your world anymore.
Twin Flame, I choose any number of target creatures I control. For each of them, put a token that's a copy of that creature on the battlefield.
Infinite creatures.
So open to haste.
Blue Mage.
Yeah.
Exile them at the beginning of the next end step.
Not that I've ever done that. That's something degenerate players do.
Go.
I will untap. Upkeep and draw.
It's me, I'm
Turn.
degenerate.
I'm the problem. It's me. Silence was from beer simultaneously.
Beer silence. Beard silence.
I'm going to pay 3, and I'm going to cast me an Infesting Rad Roach. It's a 2/2 flyer. It cannot block. Whenever it deals combat damage to a player, they get that many rad counters. Whenever an opponent mills a non-land card, if Infesting Rad Roach is in your graveyard, you may return it to your hand. Go, Chris.
What a terrible thing for you to have.
What?
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 Draw for the turn.
What? It's in my head now.
I know, it's so anxious.
Land for the turn will be a moment. We're gonna be doing some milling. Alright, I can tap.
Pop Prosper.
No, not yet.
Pop Breya.
Not yet. You're gonna pop Breya.
Blue.
Yeah, it's
Red,
Commander's probably think it's been around too long.
Yeah.
Blue and you. Pay 2 mana. I will
Oh,
cast.
that's cute.
I'll cast Air of Innovation. A 2-mana enchantment. Whenever an artifact or artificer enters the battlefield under your control, you may pay 1. If you do, you get 2 energy. And I can pay 6 energy and sack it to draw 3.
It's a neat little card for that deck.
I will mill 2.
Yep.
Enthusiastic Mechanaut and Battlefield Forge. Then I will pay a red and a white and 2 others to cast Scurry of Gremlins. When this enters the battlefield, I create 2 1/1 red goblin creature gremlin creature tokens. Then I get an amount of energy equal to the number of creatures I control. Then I can pay 4 energy. Creatures I control get +1/+0 and haste until end of turn.
I'm sensing a theme.
Did you mill your 2 from casting it?
I will now.
Okay.
Kappa Cannoneer and Rush of Inspiration.
Did you say Russia inspiration?
I did.
There's a Mystery Science Theater episode of a movie called Extraterrestrial Visitors, and there's this guy called Trumpy. Like, and it's the aliens in the movie. Do they not look like the gremlins from
Oh, yeah.
Mission Ether Revolt?
Absolutely.
Oh, Trumpy.
Because they're trumpet faces.
Yeah, they do. All right, I got 2 of these gremlins. And then I gain 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 energy. 7. 7, man. 7. Go to combat.
I can't block.
I could block with a Milligan.
Prosper as Death Touch.
The
Yes.
Death
There's
Touch.
a 1/4.
Does he have first strike or anything?
Nope.
No, 1/4 DT.
He's down to touch.
I will go to combat.
It's a filthy old warlock.
1 at Schnell in the air.
Boo.
4 at Tej on the ground. 1 at Nelson in the air.
Can't do nothing about that.
No responses.
No responses.
No responses.
That is 4 Commander.
Yep. Where's Chris? There he is. 1, 2.
I just took 1
3,
thopter.
4.
You didn't want to
Yep.
energy
Back
pump or
to
anything?
game.
Okay.
There
39.
he is, Chris.
36.
There he is. Target acquired. Pass to Schnell.
Untap. Upkeep. Roar. Land for the turn is this wastes. Then. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8. I could cast my commander, but then nothing swings.
6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12.
How big is the rad roach?
No, he's a 2/2, but he can't block, so you can
Okay.
get through.
But he will be punching me in the face on my turn.
I am going to cast Contagion Class.
I don't know.
When
That guy across from me is the
When I
right
cast
now.
it, I mill 2, milling Necropede and Mannequin. I'm going to pay 2 to create a token copy of it.
Nice.
I do like Contagion Clasp.
It's a good one to have.
So, when the Contagion Clasps enter the battlefield, I put a -1/-1 counter on target creature. I will put 1 on Prosper.
You get it.
So he is a 0/3. And I will put 1 on Breya, making her a 3/3.
That'll help me remember. It's a weird one.
Yes. Pointy because it hurts.
Yep.
So that's.
See,
how
you
we
follow
go.
the logic.
Sadly, I do. Then. I'm gonna hit some dingers.
Hey, wait. Stay away from a dinger.
Phyrexian Digester. It is a 2/1 infect, and I'm gonna get a token copy of that one as well.
Ugh.
I will mill my 2, which is Steel Hellkite, and it wastes.
Memory erosion.
It's doing some work right now.
Yeah, I don't even remember what I was trying to do. It's all
this.
eroded away.
I think it was this.
Go ahead, teach.
We'll untap. We'll draw off turn. I will play as my land for turn this swamp. I will.
Oh, and I
use
milled a card from using Milliken, so I got rid of another wastes. Not bad.
that swamp to cast Forsaken Miner.
Thunder Junction had
That poor
cool
kid.
full art lands.
2/2 Skeleton Rogue. Forsaken Miner can't block. Whenever
those
I
are cool.
commit a crime, I can pay a black. If I do, I return Forsaken Miner from my graveyard to the battlefield.
Mill 2.
Thank you. Mountain duplication and a mountain. I think, therefore, I am going to cast mine own commander. Tapping this Sulphur Springs for black, so I have to pay a life, down to 35. I will cast Akul the Unrepentant. 5/5 Flying Trample.
No
I can
repentant.
sacrifice 3 other creatures to put a creature card from my hand onto the battlefield. I can activate only as a sorcery and only once each turn.
3 other creatures, right?
Correct.
Okay.
That seems pretty good.
I will move to my end step.
Did you mill for your commander?
Maybe not.
Rational's Altar. Revolving Violence. Now I will move to my end step. I will put my 3rd boar counter on Grinder. Then if there are 3 or
I've
more...
never used the app. Is that accurate?
Yeah, is that how you do it?
Oh, I don't find it.
I'm going to remove... Transform it. It transforms into Tekutlin the Searing Rift.
That's a non-basic land if I've ever heard
Like
of
it. It is a cave.
Yeah, it is.
Taps for red. And whenever I cast a permanent spell using mana produced by Tekutlin the Searing Rift, I discover X, where X is that spell's mana value.
Ooh.
I don't need more herpes.
Then I will exile due to Prosper. It's an Altar of Dementia. Twin Flame is gone forever.
I think that was from an episode of Umbrella Squad. Or Umbrella Academy.
Go.
Say, what off-brand comic adaptations are you watching?
Alright, I will untap. I will draw for the turn.
One of the last episodes I watched, they referred to somebody as sentient STDs, and I thought that was pretty good.
Nice.
I will pay 3, and I will cast a Crucible of Worlds.
Brr.
I may play land cards from my graveyard.
Good thing you haven't had a graveyard this whole fucking game.
Nope. No graveyard. I will then move to combat. No, he's got a flyer now, damn it.
I don't have any flyers.
I'm life leader and don't have flyers and hit him. That's 3 strikes.
Yeah, I'll hit Chris
There it is.
because he's the target, the best target. You have more life than Schnell. So
now
you
I
get
don't.
you get 2 rad counters, bud.
Alright, I forget how these... At the beginning of a pre-combat main phase, if any red counters mill that many, for each non-land, you lose 1 life and a red counter. Got it.
So you got 2. Then I will move to my end step and pass the turn to my friend Chris.
Alright, untap. Upkeep, nothing. Draw. Pre-combat main. Mill 2. That's a land. That's a land. So I still have 2?
Yep.
Okay. And I don't lose any life.
No
nor
life
red
lost.
counters.
No, correct.
Wait. Land for the turn will be Swamp.
Rad is such a neat mechanic. I think.
I love
do kinda like
Rad
it.
as a mechanic.
I will tap the Power Depot for a white.
Can't spell rad without dragon. And yet they didn't make a rad dragon.
I will cast Dispeller's Capsule.
You
Milling
can't
2.
spell rad without dragon, though.
You can't.
Okay.
Milling
The
Brotherhood
letters are there.
Scribe, and
You just have to wordle them.
so
Are you trying to say you can't spell dragon without rad?
Nope.
I can pay 3 mana and
said
sack
what I
this
said.
to disenchant something.
Ooh.
Like the Altar of Dementia teaches about the cast.
Yeah, something like.
What are you doing to my altar that doesn't exist yet?
Nothing.
Okay.
Exactly.
He ain't hurt nobody.
Little feller.
Skeeter.
Go to combat. Nelson.
Yeah, gaping.
For commander.
Do be dirty.
Nope.
There
Yep.
it is. Damage, not tax. Damage
Fine.
from Chris.
There it
1,
is.
2, 3, 3, right? She's got
Oh yeah, 3.
Yeah, okay. And back.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Ow.
My ass.
My ass.
Then I will pass turn.
Untap. Upkeep. No triggers that I'm aware of. Drawer. Drawer. Land for the turn will be wastes. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 8. We'll do that. We're gonna mill a card for activating Milliken for a land or for mana. We milled Expedition Map, and then we're gonna cast Graaz the Unstoppable. So I'm gonna mill 2. And then I'm gonna not eliminate Nelson from the game because
Thanks, bud.
that would be really mean. I have these are now 5/3 infect creatures.
Nice.
So I could just
You could just take
hit
me
you
out.
for 10 infect.
You could.
I will not.
It would. Hey, the best removal is player removal.
I do have to go to combat, and I do have to swing with all my new juggernauts. So I will send a 5/3 non-infect at Nelson,
Oh.
and I will send 2 5/3 infects at Teach.
That seems harsh, man.
You have Prosper, who's a bitch, and your commander seems big and scary. He seems.
True on both accounts.
Plus, Chris can just pop anything I send his way right now anyway.
I will block both of them. They don't have trample, right?
No, just
Alright,
infect.
5, right?
Yes.
5/3.
5/3.
Okay. That takes me down to 31.
I thought that thing couldn't block.
Fuck. You're right. Thank you.
Yeah. That was part of the decision. Like, you have a 0/3 Death Toucher, a can't block, and then your commander.
So Teach.
No.
Yeah, I don't want to hear it.
Chris?
Brotherhood of Steel?
Pact of Steel.
No,
is the-
no.
because you fall out.
No.
Bullshit.
Fallout. Brotherhood of Steel.
Go on.
Brad. I could eliminate one of them for you.
Players or creatures?
Yeah.
What are we talking here? Players or creatures? What are we talking here?
He's gonna take out Nelson for
We
some weird
could-
reason.
I want to stretch out my jaw real quick.
I could cut your infect down to 5 instead of 10.
He's blocking both of them, so he's
Oh,
not
I
taking...
thought he couldn't block one.
No, he
I've
can
got
block.
another
He can
creature.
block.
Oh,
Yeah,
fuck
he
him.
can.
Fuck that guy then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're on your own, Padre.
Yeah. No, I am gonna block both of them.
Okay.
I just wanted to hear him out.
I sorry.
So-
I
So
thought,
one of them
I thought the
died?
realization
Yes.
that one could not block meant you were taking.
No.
I assume you're going to block the OG and not the token?
I blocked both. Yes.
Well, I mean
Yes,
kill.
yes.
Because one of them will die.
Sure.
From
Yes.
your
One of them will
commander.
not.
Okay.
No,
So...
no. Fuck that. Kill the token.
Huh?
Make him look like a bitch. Bitch token.
No reason.
Alright, I can still play that, though.
You can.
Yes,
Unless you forget.
Unless you forget, in which case...
Unless you do forget.
Nothing will be happening my second main. Go teach.
Alter Dementia is equal to power, right? Of the creature you sacrifice
Yes.
to? Okay.
Untap.
Haven't played Xeris in a while, kind of forgot how that worked.
And then auras don't go on your playmat, right?
Correct.
Haven't played
That's
Xeris
excellent.
in
That's
One
excellent.
time.
sorry.
One time. So
I'm going to play this free
playmat.
from the real.
Mountain.
Oh, it wasn't free from the real, it was something else.
No, it was either free from the real or the fucking Hemen's Aura.
Might have
was
been Hemen's Aura.
Either way.
No, freed from the real is an enchant
Okay.
creature.
Now,
Yeah,
I
it
was not
freed from
there
the real.
for this. Was it as simple as I'm going to put this out on my playmat, or did he try to scoot it under the playmat?
No,
He-
literally
as if he
just
was-
played it as if it was a
He
global
got so
enchantment.
fucking excited that he
Yeah,
had
I was
his
like,
combo
I'm gonna win
piece.
here, and
Then
then
he-
went, oh, that's an enchant creature. And that's not how that works.
Like he tap and then untap the playmat.
Turn the whole fucking playmat 90 degrees.
Fuck it, we're enchanting the table.
It's one of those scumbags that only turns it like 30 degrees.
Yeah.
Oh, fuck those
I
guys.
used
I
to play
am
Magic
losing a
like
life
that.
to my Sulphurous Springs.
You didn't know it at
Mark
the time, but I
Rosewater,
hated
I
it.
know you're one of our 30 or something subscribers. An enchant playmat would be hilarious for the next unset.
Hell yeah, it would.
I'm casting Insatiable Avarice
Ooh,
Okay.
Mill 2.
With Spree.
with both sprees.
Oh, I assume you were just casting it with
I
mill
love
sprees.
sprees.
Nope.
Fucking sprees are
Both
good.
sprees.
Just a mill 2.
Back when they made them hard, when kids
Just
were
a,
like, you know,
just a mill.
Tough.
Chip a
Kids were
tooth,
two.
and then
Kids were
and then that sugar gets into the broken
That reminds me,
fucking
I have a
shard.
dentist appointment tomorrow.
I'm going to search my library for a card, shuffle, then put that card on top. Then target
3.
player is me.
Oh,
I'm going to draw 3 cards and lose 3 life.
thought you were gonna let your good
But
friend
I also
Schnell
want to draw
some.
3.
Yeah.
So I'm going to respond by sacrificing my Air of Innovation and paying 6 energy and drawing 3.
Oh,
seems
Oh,
good.
all right.
I thought you were gonna like redirect the spell somehow.
No, I'm not
That
that
fucking
so
Imps
bad.
Mischief. Eat shit.
That is going to be it for me. Go Nelson.
Alright, so your altar is gone forever?
Alter's gone forever.
Alright. Well, that's good.
You're terrified of that goddamn altar.
I've seen it work before. Untap, upkeep, and draw.
Are there any artifacts with flashback? Should I care about my
God damn, land would be really good.
Not flashback that I can think of, but some do have Unearth,
Alright.
which is the best I can do.
I'm going to pay 4 and cast
For you
mine own
in these trying
commander.
times.
When the Mothman enters the battlefield or attacks, each player gets a rad counter. Chris, you're taken up. Schnell and Tej.
Thanks, buddy.
Me.
You've been getting me past these land clumps, so thank you.
Alright. Okay. And then whenever one or more non-land cards are milled, I put a +1/+1 counter on each of up to X target creatures, where X is the number of non-land cards milled this way.
Your deck seems
what?
smaller than mine.
Read that again?
Whenever one or more non-land cards are milled, put a +1/+1 counter on each of up to X target
Oh,
creatures,
okay.
where X is the number of non-land cards milled this way.
Got it. That seems terrible.
Come on, buddy. Help a guy out.
Come on, guy.
With branching evolution on board. I don't have 5 rad counters. I
Yeah,
have
that
1
seems
rad
like a
counter.
Dispeller's capsule target.
Oh,
Well,
Branching evolution.
no.
I'm more worried about the memory erosion.
Oh, well, that too.
I'm just hoping that Wise Mothman starts milling me lands because I can't find. I've had nothing. I drew my 4th land on my first turn and yuck. Okay, moving to combat. I'm going to.
What a Bay Pro did.
You don't have a reacher.
I don't have any
All right,
reach.
I will swing at Schnell for 2 in the air.
Okay. I have no blocks.
All right,
no
so you take 2
responses.
and then get 2 more rad counters.
How big is Mothman?
Mothman is a 3/3.
What does Red Roach actually do again? Sorry.
Rad Roach, whenever it deals combat damage to a player, they get that many rad counters. And whenever an opponent mills a non-land card, if it's in my graveyard, I can put it back in my hand.
Okay.
That will end my turn.
At the end of your turn, I'm
Oh,
going to
boy.
pay 4 mana.
Oh boy.
I'm going to cast Glimmer of Genius,
Oh boy.
milling 2.
Oh boy.
Conversion
Well-
Apparatus and Temple of Epiphany.
Okay, hold on. That's non-land, right?
1 non-land.
1 non-land. So I get to put a +1/+1 counter on each of up to 1 target creature. Sorry, 2, because branching evolution is still here.
Temple of Epiphany. Let's think.
I will put 2 more counters.
He's not thinking.
So I scry 2. I'm going to leave this 1 on top. then draw 2 and get 2 energy.
All sorts of extra things going on over there.
It's doing a little more than I anticipated.
I mean, it's appropriate that the energy deck is also radioactive.
It's true.
It's unshielded.
Yeah, look at that.
Yeah, unshielded energy production.
Flip my turn. Draw for turn.
Unshielded twisted pair over here.
Yeah, I didn't want to go there.
Start referring to Chris as UTP.
I'm going to user datagram this and not respond. No acknowledgement, asshole.
My first turn will be a play.
No act. I love the fucking, what is it, American Chopper meme with the back and forth.
Oh, yeah.
Where it's packet 3 cent. I haven't gotten packet 1 yet. Packet 5 cent. We're missing packets. Final packet sent. I don't know what's going on. Networking memes.
Networking.
I'll pay 2 for automated assembly line. Whenever one or more artifact creatures you control deal combat damage to a player, you get 1 energy, and I can pay 3 energy to create a tapped 3/3 colorless robot artifact. Robot artifact creature.
Robot. You mill 2.
Sphinx of the Revelation. Kind of would have liked that. And Aether Spear Harvester.
Solid.
All right, non-land. Oh, did you do your radiation at the beginning of your
Oh,
pre-combat?
no, I didn't.
Okay.
So let's do that first.
So
that'll be fun.
will you mill? Oh, that was on the
So
end step.
do
Yeah,
these
so you
first.
mill 3 first. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
So non-land. Non-land. So these all go away and I lose 3 life.
Yes.
So I'm gonna put. So that's 3. So I get 6 counters actually. So it's 3. So this would be 4.
And then
And
you
then I mill 2
for
from casting
it.
Sahili, the Sun's Brilliance, and Renowned Normansmith. Hey, now we're hitting all those artificers.
2 more.
So that's 4 more. Because it's 2 counters.
Yep.
Branching Evolution. 4 more.
Yep.
We'll put 4 on. Or yeah, 4 more. Where the does
You're
this
a
have a
4
4 on it?
Got a
4
rating
more
for
on
it.
the old Rad Roach.
Boy, oh boy. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 6 mana available. I will pay 2 for T45 Power Armor. When it enters the battlefield, I get 2 energy.
So mill 2 on the cast.
Yep. Goblin Welder and a Solar Transformer. That's a really good card.
So you're saying Nelson can just one-shot us with his fucking Mothman now?
Equipped creature gets +3/+3 and does it untap during its controller's untap step. At the beginning of your upkeep, you may pay an energy. If you do untap equipped creature, then put your choice of Menace, Trample, or Lifelink counter on it. Equips for 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. Do I want to do any more of these this turn?
Maybe.
Yeah, I do. I want to... No, I don't. Do I?
The suspense, sir.
Yeah, sorry.
My
You
heart
have a
can't
flyer,
take it.
you don't. You don't.
I don't play this game.
Okay.
I don't have a blocker.
Yeah, he can't block.
I remember this time.
I will move to combat. I will attack Schnell and Teach for 1 flying each.
No response.
No response.
No blocks declared.
No blocks declared.
Okay.
No combat damage.
No combat damage.
All right, I get 2 energy.
Fuck.
Coward.
Bitched out at the end. Yeah, I'll take the combat damage.
Then I will. I could do that. I'm going to pay. Might as well use my mana. I'm going to pay 3 mana. I'm going to cast Dynavolt Tower. Whenever you cast an instant or sorcery, get 2 energy. I can tap it and pay 4 energy to bolt any target.
Nice.
Mill 2.
Spire of Industry, Island.
Alright, no counters.
Pester.
But you. Oh no, never mind. That wasn't for your radiation counter.
Correct.
That was for your memory being eroded.
Untap. During my upkeep,
Yeah, that shit's gonna have to come to an
nothing.
end.
I draw. And then, at the beginning of my pre-combat main phase,
I'm your biggest cheerleader.
I mill 3.
Be effective. Be effective.
Thopter Assembly, Worn Power Stone, Glaring Flesh Raker.
That's a great card.
Yep.
So you
that a
lose
land?
3 life and all your, and that would be 3, so 6 counters. On up to 3 creatures. If I'm reading, wait. Whenever one or more non-land cards are milled, put a +1/+1 counter on each of up to X target creatures, where X is the number of non-land cards milled this way. You had to mill 3 for that instance.
Yeah.
So it's up to 3 creatures, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so that's 6 counters on each.
Go back.
Did I do this wrong?
That's just a lot. So, you have 3 counters to distribute on up to
Yep.
3 creatures.
And
So
they're
yes,
branching
it
up
would
losing
be. I know,
cards.
it's
Okay.
just too many.
I'm just making sure I'm doing it right.
It's just too many.
Yeah, it is.
Okay.
Just going to point out, I have over here not blowing up your enchantments.
It's true.
Just throwing that out.
I would
It's
like
true.
to point out
For
Chris
what it's worth.
could at any moment.
It's very true.
It's too late now, though.
To turn back now. I believe I'm wanting shit.
I'm going to...
I can't
Or
anymore.
what?
2,
All this dust.
3... Yeah. 4, 5, 6... Actually, 6, milling a card from Milliken to land. To put 3 blast counter or charge counters on Blast Zone.
How many is it up?
Is it?
It's at 4.
Is that 4 less or is it 4?
No, it's just 4.
Each equal to the number of.
No.
I just picked a number. It is fucking. Don't worry about it.
My commander's 4.
So is my scurry of gremlins and my command.
Everyone but my commander is 4.
Nice.
I'm acknowledging this in full.
How forthright of you.
Yes.
Do you have to tap it to activate it?
I need to pay 3 and tap it.
And tap
activate
it, okay.
Yes. So I will go to combat because I have to. I don't want to draw Nelson's Wrath, and I didn't one-shot him out of the game 2 turns ago when I fucking could have. So keep all that in mind. TJ, I have to pick on you because you seem to have no answers. Well, he can just pop anything he wants in response. So 5 infect.
With what? The
7.
Spoils Capsule?
Yeah.
Can he activate it?
I don't care.
Shut up.
He can't activate it. Get him. Alright, what?
7 commander, 5 infect.
5 and... Okay.
All my non.
I could just-
Or all my other creatures are 5/3 juggernauts
Got it.
that have
If
to
the
attack.
infecting was coming at me, I could bolt it with my dynamo.
Yeah, that he's got answers.
Can I see Dynamo?
Tap it, pay 4 energy.
And?
I'm sorry, 5 energy, and then bolt. His 5/3 creatures.
Okay.
Alright, so... 7 commander. From Chanel. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Counters. Poison, I'm up to 5.
I have not
1, 2,
cast
3,
an
4,
artificer
5.
this game, but I have milled a fair number of them. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Oh, that's nice.
Do the poison counters take damage now too?
No.
Right. Oh.
No. Not from
Well,
infect.
that's right. It's never mind. Infect. Sorry.
Toxic, yes,
Toxic.
not infect.
Ah, nice.
I
Okay.
have milled 6 of them.
Second main, I will play Idol of the False Gods, milling 2.
Sweet card. I really like
Wastes. I don't have enough mana to duplicate it, but it's fine. For those who don't know, it is a Kindred Artifact Eldrazi. So it's a tribal thing, but they got rid of the word. You can pay a colorless and a generic to create and tap it to create a 0/1 Eldrazi spawn creature token with sack this creature, add 1 colorless. In this deck, it's pay 2 to get a 5/3 Juggernaut. Which is pretty cool.
It is cool.
Whenever another Eldrazi I control dies, put a +1/+1 counter on the idol. As long as there are 8 or more counters, +1/+1 counters on the idol, it becomes a 0/0 creature with Annihilator 2.
Nice. Your commander is what's giving everything infect, right?
No, nothing. This is the only.
Oh,
the creature
'cause it has
with
it, okay.
infect is the only thing with infect.
Got it.
My commander says Juggernauts you control attack each combat if able. Juggernauts you control can't be blocked by walls. I'm sorry, does anyone have any walls that I should be swinging through? And then other creatures you control have a base power and toughness of 5/3 and are Juggernauts in addition to their other types.
Back in the old days of Magic, I loved Wall of Swords because it was a flying wall.
Go ahead.
It was like a 3/5 flyer.
It just dawned on
loved
me
Wall of Swords.
that relatively brand new card says can't be blocked by walls.
Yeah,
Because old school Juggernaut says that.
correct.
Yeah.
All right,
So
On that note-
your changeling creatures can't do shit.
it's true. It's true they can't.
Just yours though. Mine still can.
Yeah, no, he doesn't have any changelings.
I don't like this house rule, and I've voted against it since day one. And you guys are dicks. Untap.
Motion passes.
Draw for a turn.
Rad counter.
What? Why?
Beginning of your pre-combat main phase.
Because of the card he gave you.
I thought. I'm sorry. I thought it was.
Nope, it's what the card says.
I thought it was at the beginning of combat. That's what I was doing. Okay.
Post or pre-combat.
Mill that many cards. It's 1. It's a non-land. I lose 1 life and I lose a red counter.
Hey,
I get
don't
2
play
counters to
anything
toss
this
around.
turn. Or mill anything.
Why?
Because then his commander is going to be at 21 power the next time you mill a non-land. Somebody's getting one shot.
Well, I'm going to cast some spells.
Alright.
Board wipe city.
I'm okay with that.
Blasphemous act.
I would be very
1, 2,
okay
3,
with
4,
that.
5. 1, 2, 3.
That's an 8.
5 and 3.
I'm going to start with a Phyrexian altar. I will mill 2.
Ooh, that's a sexy looking roll.
Non-land.
Sexy.
Is that double masters 22?
2 non-lands.
2 non-lands.
It is double masters.
Okay, so that's
22.
4 counters on 2 creatures.
Jesus.
I can sacrifice a creature to add 1 mana of any color.
I didn't realize it was going to get up to lethal in 1 round. My bad.
You didn't see that coming?
No, I didn't know that many spells were going to get cast.
Alright.
Or that many cards were going to be milled, I should
Oh,
say.
okay.
Then I'm going to cast Rakdos the Muscle. I will mill 2. Underworld Breach.
Yeah, there it is, boys.
And Fake Your Own Death.
Teach probably knows how to
Alright,
play
so
it
that's
correctly.
4 more counters. 2 creatures, so I'll bring that up there.
Hold on, it's about to be more. Because whenever I cast a permanent spell using mana produced by Tekutlan the Searing Rift, I discover X, where X is that spell's mana value.
I
It's
don't know what
5.
Discover is.
I'm going to exile
It's
until I
fixed.
hit a
Fixed cascade.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
Thing,
it's
5 or
cascade
less
with
when
a
it's-
dump in your hand
Yeah,
option
yeah.
for shit that can't be cast. Or it doesn't want to be cast.
Correct. And I will discover a Wolf
That doesn't
Strider.
kill his commander.
I will cast that Wolf Strider.
Get a goat.
I'm on a goat, motherfucker.
Just 1 goat. For some reason I thought it was 2 goats. But
I was
Yeah.
thinking 3 goats because of the...
Billy Goat's growth.
Yeah.
That's Clackbridge Troll that gives you 3
That
goats.
is Clackbridge Troll.
alright, I cast a spell. 2 more. Village Rites and an Awful Snout.
It's 4 more counters on 2.
Awful.
I know. you haven't met him.
Fucker's racist.
Alright, then. I am going to sacrifice my Forsaken Miner to my Phyrexian Altar to add a black mana.
Does this go infinite somehow?
Yes.
Okay.
Whenever I sacrifice another creature, I exile cards equal to its mana value from the top of target player's library. I'm going to target you because you infected me.
That's fair.
It's 1. Until my next end step, I may play those cards, and mana of any type can be spent to cast those spells.
Cool. There's that. All this dust.
Whenever I commit a crime, which I
can-
did by targeting,
You can
Yeah.
pay the
I can
black.
pay the
You
black
get 'em
that I
back,
put
yeah.
to Phyrexian Altar and put
So you can
Forsaken
exile
Miner.
our libraries?
Correct.
Okay.
So unless no one has any responses, I'm going to exile all of your libraries.
Yep.
Well, I'm
Which
tapped.
I think is rad.
Ooh, fuck. That cuts deep.
I mean, as soon as I saw this guy, I knew you
Combo
were going to do
piece.
something fucking annoying with it.
Can anyone donate?
I have a response.
You can get rid of his altar. With
You have a
cast.
He doesn't-
response
No, I
to
can't.
what?
He doesn't have white to
Oh,
activate.
you don't have white,
Um,
damn it.
Okay. you're sacrificing to the Wolf Strider?
So I'm no.
Sacrificing was Phyrexian
Phyrexian Altar
to get a black mana.
So I targeted
Then you can bring
Schnell,
it
so
back.
he's exiling
So
all his dust.
this is generating a trigger, right? When
Yes.
something
That's the
dies.
exile when it dies.
Yeah.
All right, I have the opportunity to bolt something, and I'm trying to interrupt it. Can I bolt his creature in response to him sacrificing it? To
It's a
the other?
cost
cannot.
being paid, so he retains priority until the effect is on the stack, and then priority passes.
So he can sweep through us.
So then then when it comes back into play, he can bolt
He
sack it in response
He retains
to me.
priority until,
Yeah.
again, something is put on the stack.
So even being able to bolt something will not help.
No.
Are you aware that you have sucked all the fun out of this game? Do you know that about you?
Nope, because it's over.
All right, because it's
Okay.
over. All right, you won.
I have the Assassin's Trophy in my hand, but no land to use it.
Debut game for Akul the Unrepentant, and unrepentant he was. He brought his wrath down upon all of his enemies, and he will not repent from it, because this is pretty much what the deck wants to do. Not so much the combo stuff, but there's a lot of combos in the deck. But this deck came about from Akul being a dragon in the Thunder Junction set, and the sacrifice creatures to put something from my hand onto the battlefield. That got my wheels churning just a little bit. What can I do with giant creatures? My mind immediately went to big tutory creatures like Runescar Demon, Sidisi, Undead Vizier, things like that, where I can just poop one of those things out, then tutor my library for something, and put that in my hand. But then, at some point after I saw Akul, I saw Rakdos the Muscle. I don't know why I started with this. I should have started with Rakdos the Muscle. There he is. And Rakdos says, whenever you sacrifice another creature, you exile cards equal to its mana value from the top of target player's library. Until end of turn, I can play those cards, and mana of any type can be spent to cast those cards. So then I really, really like that ability. It allows me to play with other people's cards, which is an effect I really enjoy in the game. But then we got into I have to sacrifice creatures. Mana of any type can be spent to cast it, which is why Ashnod's Altar is in the deck. I sacrifice a creature for 2 mana. On the surface, it's colorless, but it can be whatever I want. And then the mana value of the creature I sacrifice for the 2 mana, going to hit other people's libraries, see what they're playing, and use that 2 mana to basically double the amount of mana that I have that can be any type to cast those spells. A sub-theme of the deck, I shouldn't say theme, there's not too much of a theme, but a Evoke is what I'm going for. Evoke seems real good in this deck because I can cast something for its Evoke cost for dirt cheap. I think one of the things I got in my graveyard was an Ingot Chewer. Ingot Chewer has a mana value of 5, but an Evoke cost of 1. So I could evoke it for 1 in response to its own trigger, sacrifice the Ingot Chewer to some effect with Rakdos on the battlefield. Then someone has to exile 5 cards off their library instead of 1. And that just lets me see more and more cards. So I started going down this route of sacrificing things I can play for cheap with bigger mana costs, with the things like Ashnod's Altar, Phyrexian Altar, and it led me down into a little bit of a combo route. So this deck has a lot of different directions it can go. I can combo out for the win like I did tonight, or I can just take out big chunks of other people's decks and play their cards as less of a combo route. It all depends on the way that the deck is going. And in my mind, on paper, it seemed like 2 different routes I can take with this deck. 1 combo, 1 not. It all just depends on the direction that the game goes. But after goldfishing it a few times at home before tonight, I started getting nervous. Like, maybe this deck isn't as tight as I thought it was. So I was going to bring it anyway because I was excited to play a new deck, and it ended up winning, and it won through a cheap combo, but it was there in my hand. I cast a Insatiable Avarice, I think was the card. where I tutored for something and then drew 3 cards. I did tutor for Rakdos specifically. I already had the Forsaken Miner on the battlefield and the Phyrexian Altar in my hand, so I realized that if I get an uninterrupted turn, I can attempt to end the game, and I did end the game. So what ended up happening was I had the Forsaken Miner. Whenever I commit a crime, I can pay a black. If I do, I return Forsaken Miner from my graveyard to the battlefield. And I had the Phyrexian Altar, so I could sacrifice the miner for black with Rakdos on the battlefield, then target a player, one of my opponents, which is committing a crime, pay that black mana to put the miner back out, and then sacrifice it again, milling each player just for 1 each time. But with those cards on the battlefield, that was enough to get rid of everybody's library if there was no interaction, and there was no interaction. Chris walked through a little bit at the end there. He was wondering if you could Dynavolt something, and he could not. He could have at a certain point, like when I cast Rakdos, or when I cast the Discover. No, the Discover thing would have been too late, but when I cast Rakdos, this is why this is an example of making sure you know exactly what everybody's cards are going to do while you have priority, because it's not a subtle combo. Like if we read Rakdos fully and comprehended it while it was on the stack, Chris maybe could have bolted something. But I was prepared for that, which is why I tapped the whatever the Brass's Tunnel Grinder transformed into. I was going to get a 5-cost Discover, and I was hoping to flip into a creature, so if Chris was able to do that, I would be able to start the combo up again from there. I hit a Woe Strider, so if Chris had gotten rid of the Forsaken Miner, I still would have gotten Rakdos. I got the Woe Strider, I got the Goat token even. I could have sacrificed the Woe Strider or the Goat token for the black mana, still targeted something, use that black mana to bring Forsaken Miner out, and still go from there. So, dirty little combo. It worked well. I'm still on the fence of how good this deck actually is. This is one of those decks, now everyone's seen it, now everyone knows what's going to happen. They're going to be on their heels every time I pull it out. So, it'll be interesting to see what happens when people are expecting this sort of stuff. So next time I play the game, we'll see how... next time I play this deck, we'll see how people's reactions to this affect the gameplay of the actual deck. Mothman continues to be amazing. I really, really like that deck. Chris is also doing some decent threat assessment, trying to warn us not to play spells because Mothman is within 1 shot of hitting people. But at that point, I was prepared to try to end the game, so either it was going to work or it wasn't. I wasn't concerned about the Mothman. But I love that deck. I love the rad counters. If I were going to build a deck from Fallout, that is what I would want to build. And I really hope Nelson keeps this one around. I really hope he tunes it to super scary levels, and it continues to be a force within our pod that takes attention off of me. That is my dream for the Mothman deck. Schnell coming back with his Juggernauts. I got real nervous there for a second when he was coming at me for 10 Infect, and luckily he reminded me that my can't block creature can't block. And I ended up having to sacrifice the Akul to stop that lethal damage coming at me, but that is a testament to the way Schnell builds decks. He's putting strong artifact creatures in there, cheap artifact creatures, yet strong ones, turning them into unstoppable juggernauts, and coming at us. Fantastic way to build another great deck for my good friend Schnell. And then Chris, Artificer Tribal. The Artificer Tribal deck was a Chris idea way back when. I kind of just usurped it for my own selfish needs, and he's bringing it back. And I really hope, just like the Nelson, I hope Chris finds out exactly what he wants this deck to do, and he turns this deck into a monster. This was his original deck idea. He so graciously allowed me to piggyback off of and I really want him to nail down this Artificer deck and do things with it that I can't just because of my dumb little only dragons as commanders restriction that I put on myself. So three great decks tonight. This is a fun game. I think kind of a quick one, but I enjoyed it. I like seeing what everyone else is doing. And we'll see how Akul fares in the future now that everybody knows his dirty, dirty tricks.
This was the very first game with my Artificers deck, and I was very worried that it wouldn't do anything. And even regardless of the fact I did not cast a single Artificer this game, it still seemed to kind of roll out very fast. It curved out very well. I was playing things, I had interaction, but this game kind of became that tug of war that players kind of run into. Do you curve out, do you spend every mana, or do you hold up interaction? And I chose poorly. Tej mentioned that I had that Dynavolt tower. I could have tried to bolt something. He had a backup plan for that. But if I had left mana up, I also had removal on board for his Phyrexian Altar. And I decided to go for the Gusto, not seeing the death that was unfolding for me on his playmat. And it bit me big time. If it wasn't him, it was going to be Nelson with his Rad deck on his turn. By the time Tej was all done, his commander was going to be able to one-shot any one of us. And I did not see that unfolding either. I did some pretty poor threat assessment to this game. And it bit all of us. Schnell's Juggernaut deck performed better than I feel like a Juggernaut deck should. But that's Schnell in a nutshell. Look at this piece of shit deck. What the heck? This ain't gonna do. Oh my god! Oh my god. That is just how Schnell's decks work. I feel like I used to have that title. Oh, look at this piece of shit commander. It shouldn't do anything. Oh shit, we're dead. And I feel like Schnell has kind of usurped that from me. Tej, once again, dumb dragon, doesn't do anything. Oh, we're fucking dead. And now, rad counters. The milling itself was not a big deal. I probably should have popped one of Nelson's 2 enchantments earlier. The one that makes us mill, or the one that doubles his 1/1 counters. I should have done something. Instead of just building to my board, I did not realize the advanced state of the game. And that was our downfall this game. It was a fast game. It was a fun game. But I do need to revisit how I play this deck, and that will only come with more reps.
So I brought back my Richard Gere tribute deck this evening. That's a movie reference. He was in the Mothman prophecies. I really do like this deck. I brought it back for a third playthrough before I buy the singles for it, and in the 3 games I've played so far, I have seen one card that I have proxied. I believe the first or second time I ran this deck out, I did get a Palantir of Orthanc, which is one of the cards that I need to purchase to actually have it in my possession. One thing I was thinking about coming into tonight that was a concern for me is that this deck runs 35 lands. And I honestly don't know that there's ramp. There's ways to cast lands from my graveyard, but I don't have anything other than fetch lands that are going to actually go and find me some lands. So I need to think about putting in some sorcery cards that are, Kadama's Reach, Cultivate, things like that are going to go find me some lands. Maybe even an enchantment like Wild Growth or something like that, where I can actually produce, two mana with one card. So I'm gonna have to figure out what to cut from the deck to either add more land or maybe find some more ways to find some land. I think the one thing that this game in particular really showed is the synergy between some of the cards in the deck. I sat on 4 lands since my first draw. throughout that entire game, and I was still able to be pretty damn impactful. Luckily, I had that 4th land to cast my commander, because having the Wise of Mothman on board with Memory Erosion and Branching Evolution, forcing my opponents to mill 2 cards every time they cast 1 spell, it's a sweet 2 for 1, then being able to double up on the counters, and especially Wise Mothman, where when my opponents are milling 2 non-land cards, now I get to put it on 2 creatures. It happened once where Schnell, from his rad counters, had to mill 3. I just didn't have a 3rd creature, so I couldn't pump a bunch of tokens onto that. So the synergy between those 3 cards was excellent. Unfortunately, with the the mana screw that I kind of found myself in, I was sitting on an Assassin's Trophy in my hand, and I was waiting for something to happen that I could use it in response to, and that Rakdos trigger would have been perfect. However, I was tapped out because I only had 4 lands, so I couldn't create a black and green, mana to cast it. I really do enjoy this deck. I think it's one of the more synergistic decks I've built. I think this might be the most creatively synergistic deck. Sithis is very synergistic, but her card just reads play enchantment, draw a card, do thing, right? So it's not that. What am I trying to say? This deck had a lot more thought put into it, whereas that one was like, what are really good green and white enchantments that have a low mana curve that are going to do things to impact the game and also just help me draw cards, gain life, and just play out my hand, lock the game down, and win. This is very different. I love mill as a mechanic. Have never been able to find out a viable way to put it into EDH until Radiation was created as a mechanic, and this is the perfect marriage because this deck is Sultai, so it has access to blue, which is where all the best mill is. I love it. I love this deck. I'm definitely going to keep it together, but rather than concerning myself with do I want to spend the money on the cards that I don't have, I definitely do. I think they add a lot of value to the deck. I need to find some low-hanging fruit that could be swapped out, like I said, for ramp spells or just mana in general. 35 is not enough without ways to tutor for it, and may just not be enough in general. So, that being said, I really love when Schnell gets goofy with his commanders, and his Juggernaut tribal deck, the fact that he had... I can't remember what the card was that had Infect and then immediately created a token of it, and now it's like, wow, you've got player removal. I appreciate him not taking me out, though with how quickly I became threat number 1, maybe that would have been a good idea. But I think, one thing we do when we play together is kind of balance out that kind of thing, and yeah, it might be strategically player removal is the best removal, but it's nice to be in people's good graces and maybe get an extra turn or two to see if you really are as big of a threat as you can become before being taken out by something like Infect. Tej is a man after my own heart with that Rakdos goofy stuff. Shades of Obnixilis there, which he did show me, is in that deck, also Prosper. I expected something goofy where he was going to be manipulating his graveyard at the rate he didn't care that he was being milled. I was not expecting the infinite combo that came out. So very, very well built deck with a lot of different outs. And Chris's Artificer deck, for both Chris and Tej showing up tonight and kind of making jokes like, I don't know what these decks are going to do. They might be complete shit. Everybody did something tonight multiple times, and it was a really balanced game that I think at any point really could have been anybody's, or at least to the point where somebody could have not necessarily played Kingmaker, but decided who they wanted to play with. So I loved this matchup. I thought it was, even though it was a fast game, I thought it was a fun game. Combo wins a win. Tej played it really, really well, tutored for the right card, and was able to get it going at a time when nobody had any interaction. I did have a Rise of the Dark Realms in my hand that I was kind of getting greedy to get mana for because graveyards were filling up so quickly. I had a Reanimate in my hand that I was actually going to cast and look at Tej's graveyard because I figured he must have had some cool shit in there that I could reanimate. And then I was also sitting on a Maddening Cacophony that I thought about maybe playing on turn 2 because it costs 2, and I believe then your opponents each mill 8. But if you kick it for an extra 4, then each opponent mills half their deck rounded up. So that's kind of what I was hoping. When I saw the 4th land, I was like, well, maybe I can, draw 2. Nobody else is. Chris, I think, was playing blue with Breya, but I didn't see a lot of counter magic stuff going on. I was willing to take that gamble if I could get to 6 mana to try to mill half of everybody's deck, and then if I could get to the mana needed, I think it's 9 for Rise of the Dark Realms. That would have been a pretty sweet way to go. But the guys have seen what this deck can do, and we ran into Tiege's Infinite Combo. So it was a great game. Love this deck. Love the decks the guys played against, and can't wait to get back at it.
Yeah, no, this Art of Graaz is the entire reason I built this stupid deck. Which, I love this stupid deck. It's wonderful. The entire idea, real easy, real dumb.
Save it for the video.
This is my interview.
Oh, I didn't know we started. Oh, you're talking to Nelson. Carry on.
I'm talking to everyone, Chris. Thank you.
Start over.
Again, not gonna start over. Leaving this shit in. That would require editing, and I don't like doing editing. That's why I do everything on the fly while we record, and then we just fucking deal with it. But anyway, so the entire premise was just a bunch of low mana value, mana producing artifacts that can turn into 5/3 juggernauts. That was the basis. Once I did a test play with that, I realized, okay, 5/3 can't be blocked by walls. There's still no form of evasion, no real solid answers or anything like that. So then I started adding the infect route, because again, turning stuff like a 1/1 or a 2/1 infect creature into a 5/3 infect creature is a lot more effective. So we added some proliferate, we added some infect. The most recent round of updates that I didn't get to see any were Eldrazi spawn, which also are there's the 0/1 creatures that I can pump out. I have that new Modern Horizons 3 instant that lets me pump out, I believe, X and 2 colorless. I can pump out X Eldrazi spawn. So by the time Graaz is out, I have access to at least 8 mana, so I can drop 6 Eldrazi spawn, which give me 6 5/3 creatures that can just start swinging, because I can do it at instant speed. So the deck has been through the ringer a couple of times, tweaked there and back again. I'm a big fan of the current build. I like how it's going. It'll probably drop lower in the rotation though, because it did do very well, and I could have killed Nelson. I probably should have killed Nelson. I've said it before with other decks. I don't have the killer instinct that I probably need to run a lot of my decks correctly. And yeah, I should have killed Nelson. Mothman was a huge, huge threat by the end of the game. When I read Tiege's 1/1 for 1 that he could bring back, I knew it was a combo piece. There's no reason to run a can't block shitty creature unless it just combos into something else. And I've done stuff like that, where it's, okay, the only reason this shitty thing is in here is because I can start doing X, Y, and then back to X right away. I didn't think he would combo that quickly. I didn't think that Chris didn't have any answers, because seeing how many artifacts I had on the board, knowing he had some removal, I assumed that he was just ready to pull the trigger on whatever was the biggest artifact threat. So when the altar dropped and he couldn't and didn't have a answer for it, that was just heartbreaking. Because the way I build decks, I rely a lot on my opponents to deal with the actual threats, and then I just fucking sand crab over into whatever victory I can find. That being said, Breya looked like it was doing great. He had a lot of energy going into it that he could start pumping into, making some of those flyers bigger, I believe, and that was terrifying. I was hoping to get another round so that I could blast zone and get rid of everyone's commanders, everyone's 4-cost things, because I didn't have any. It would have been a one-sided, weirdly specific board wipe, but overall, I'm a little salty. I'm not that upset that Teach just comboed off in 1, because again, we all saw the parts, or we all at least saw the main part of that combo. We should have clocked it. Threat assessment is all about learning and experiencing and remembering the pain. So, if you want to see future pain, please like and subscribe, and check out the other stuff that we upload.